Hello, hello, St. Raphael School community. We are here today with another 5 questions with your classical educator, but with a twist. Today, we have our new instructor, Milica Savic, and she is going to introduce herself to us here in a moment. Today is, of course, a very important day. Registration has opened. So if you are looking to get into a certain section of one of our courses, please make sure you register today, register this week, because enrollments are going very well. And I don't want your family to be blacked out from the days that you would like. So make sure you register. All right, so as I said, we have a new instructor with us today, and we're very excited to add her to our lower school team, along with Dr. Erin Moten and Presbytera Jennifer Moore. So, Melissa, introduce yourself to us. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Milica. I am currently living in Belgrade, Serbia. I grew up in the United States. But I was born here in Serbia. I've worked in an admin. I've worked as a teacher years ago for 2 years at a classical academy. And then I transitioned into admin work. And currently I am at the Orthodox Christian Mission Center. I got married recently.
I was just going to say, that's one more important thing.
Yes.
You're a honeymooner.
Yes. It's still hitting me. I think it's hit me when I realized how much laundry I have now. Like, it's doubled. And like, okay, I'm married. I have another person to take care of.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And you're going to continue living there where you are, right? Yeah, which is wonderful. So that means, we have international instructors as well as international students. As you all know, we have students from everywhere around the world: Hong Kong, Greece, Romania, India. We have all over, and now we'll have instructors the same. So we're excited to have you and what you are able to bring to our lower school team. She is fabulous with young people. I'll never forget, her teaching sample was so enthusiastic, so warm, so caring, and she really is going to bless those students greatly in her courses. All right, so are you ready for your 5 questions?
Yes, I believe so.
All right, question number 1. Who is your favorite author and why?
Okay, so if I don't butcher his name, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, the author of The Little Prince, famously known. Why? Because I think first of all, The Little Prince is genius, and I think that's probably why. And it's a book that I always go back to. I read it recently, like a year ago. I've recommended it to adults. I've recommended it to children. I've bought it as a gift. And I just think it's so cool that it's a book that touches young children in a specific way. It's an adventure and it's exciting, but then as you grow and as you develop, just emotionally and as a person, the meaning kind of changes. There's depth to it. I don't know. It's magical. It's a beautiful story, and I just think he's a genius for that. And I also think it's cool that he was a pilot and that he worked as a journalist as well. So a very well-rounded person.
Yes, for sure. Will you draw me something? Will you draw me something, Mrs. S? Draw me a sheep. Draw me a sheep. And what would you draw according to The Little Prince? What is the correct drawing of the sheep?
My sheep would probably look like cotton balls.
Right? The Little Prince is amazing. I love that book. And you're right. It reads in 2 levels, right? It reads for the kid and the kid at heart.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's just an amazing, amazing story that really brings Orthodox theology to the outer realm of the universe. And we'll leave it there. So if you're interested in why we're saying that, look up The Little Prince.
No, it's beautiful.
It's a great story. Very good. All right, next question. What is your favorite quote having to do with education?
I believe this is by Mark Twain, at least the internet says it is. Don't let your schooling interfere with your education. And I think that could even be applied to classical education because it's so different from the typical school environment, I would say. But also because I think from my own experience, I learned a lot in school. I can't say that I didn't, but a lot of what I learned that I carry with me, not only on an intellectual level, but on a emotional, personal, spiritual level, I learned from just experiencing the world and from discussions with people and from my parents just as a young kid when they had friends over. We were first generation Serbians in the diaspora, and we would always have our Serbian friends over, and that was my favorite thing. They would just always talk about politics, what was going on in Serbia, and then the history, and then this and that, and I loved listening to all of that. And then just traveling between two countries, and I don't know, and even I would say, I don't know how it is today, but back then, at least going to public school, I was able to interact with a lot of different kids and people, and I think that was part of my education as well. Just
yeah. I love that. The how you're lifting up the relationship piece between humanity, right? Between us is really the education.
Yeah.
And, you know, it highlights, of course, our experiences, where we're from, what we're called to do, how we perceive things, how we internalize things.
Yeah.
And I like that because through that, we do learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is one of my favorite quotes of Mark Twain too.
Yeah.
And Tom Sawyer, when when he says that, I'm like, oh yes. And we talk at length about that because there is a difference. There is a difference. One is living, right, and learning, and the other one is learning, but without the context of why you're learning what you're learning.
Yeah, exactly.
So very powerful. Good. Nice quote. All right. What hobbies do you enjoy? Name and explain them.
Reading. I like to read, and I think it's because I've always just found it very comforting. It's nostalgic for me because it takes me back to summers here, just staying up all night reading, and then my grandfather finding me like in the kitchen still awake. And recently, well, I took ballet classes as a child, and I quit around age of 11, 12. And then sometime about 5 years ago, I found adult ballet classes and I got into them. I got so into it that I was going 2 to 3 4 times a week. And I loved it. I typically don't like exercising. I played tennis all my life, but I just not a sporty person. But ballet really, just everything about it, the music and then the movement and then the silence of it, I guess, too. And I really enjoyed it. And then COVID hit and I had to stop because they closed down studios, and it's still a little iffy whether to go back or not. I'm looking for a place here. There are a couple that offer adult classes. So hopefully soon I'll be getting back into that because
beautiful.
Really, yeah.
Just letting the world fall around you, and all it is you, music, and dance.
Oh yeah. And I love watching it too. My grandma took me when I was like 10. She took me to Swan Lake here at the theater. And it was I still remember it. It left a very big impression. So
Beautiful, beautiful. And again, that's another example of learning through, right? Through an experience, through a grandmother, right?
yeah, yes. I mean, I learned about music that way, and just different forms of dance and different, just dance in general. I think one can learn a lot, especially, I know even a few years ago, I went to it was a festival of ethnic dancing, and just all these different groups from various countries came.
Mm-hmm.
And they all had their ethnic wear, and they all did their ethnic dances and music, and you could see all the differences, but you could also find similarities in it too, which was really cool.
Beautiful, beautiful. I just love that. I love grandmother stories. Yeah, stories are the best. How do you say grandmother in Serbian?
There are different ways. Baba or baka are probably the most.
Baba.
Baba, yeah, or baka.
Love it.
My grandmother doesn't like to be called Baba.
And what she like to be
But
called?
she prefers baka.
Huh.
Yeah, it's more tender, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
That's how she hears it. So
Okay.
it's more common for it to be Baba.
Very good. Very good. All right. This one should be interesting because of your background. I don't know how you're going to answer this. What's one food or beverage you really enjoy?
Burgers. Any day, anytime. Whenever anyone asks me, what do you want to eat? There's a burger place. That's fine. And really, that's what I look forward to at the end of every big fast. I can't wait, that first bite. I start to see them in my dreams, actually, towards the end of Great Planting. I don't know if I have a why to that. I don't know.
Well, burgers, they're good. They're good.
My friend and I, during college, we at the end of big longer fasts, we would go to a different burger place to try out their burger and rate them. And even today, I sent her like a picture of the one I'm eating after once Lent is done. I'll send her a picture. Yeah. And she'll send me a picture.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she make a website.
Right? Maybe.
Yeah, you should. Burgers.
Burger connoisseurs.
That's right. All right. And our last question, when and how did you decide to become an educator?
Oh gosh. I don't think I decided at an exact moment. As a child, and my mom remembers this, I was fascinated by teachers. I don't know why, I just was, especially if they wore like heels and you can hear them like down the hallway. I had this like fascination with that. And then I would come home and I would act it out. I would set up my like little toys, and we had a dryer board. I would even rope my brother into it, and the teacher. So I guess I was always attracted by the profession. And then after college, I was in Serbia and I interned for a nonprofit. By the end of the summer, they couldn't keep me because here the economy isn't very good, and they weren't able to even pay me for like a bus ticket to get to them.
Wow.
And unfortunately, I wanted to stay on, but I ended up coming back to the US, and then I started working as a TA at a classical school. And the following year, they asked me to take on my own classroom. So I did that for the next 2 years, first and second grade. And I loved the kids. And I think I realized that as much as they were learning from me, I think I was learning from them too. And I think that's why I kept on wanting to go back to that. So even when I got into my admin work, and I mean, I love working for OCMC and everything, but I would go back to my Google photos that I have of when I worked at the school every once in a while, and I would look through them and I would think, gosh, I wish I had another opportunity to do this. So, yeah.
God answers prayers. We know that. And of
Yeah.
course, I'm sure the Orthodox Christian Mission Center, you know, is near and dear to your heart as well. But we are glad that you have joined us. Mrs. Savic is going to be teaching level 2 liberal arts, one section, level 3 liberal arts, one section. And she's also going to be teaching level 3 catechism, New Testament, one section. So she's teaching one section of each of those courses along with our tenured teachers, Presbytera Jennifer Moore and Dr. Aaron Moulton. And they fill out our whole lower school instructors. So we're very, very excited to be with them this coming year and in many years to come. Yeah. Many years to come. Anything else you wanted to add?
I'm really excited. I can't wait. I like walk around the house sometimes. I'm going to be a teacher again. I'm going to be a teacher again. I really can't wait. And I can't wait to learn from all of you too, and Presbytera Jennifer and Aaron and just the whole community and the kids. I can't wait.
We have a wonderful community, wonderful children. I always say it every year, and my kids are like, you say that every year. We have the best kids. We really do. I can't help it. But yes, we're very excited that Mrs. Savic is going to be coming aboard with us. Again, she's teaching liberal arts level 2, liberal arts level 3, and level 3 catechism, one section of that, alongside her 2 colleagues. And once again, if you want a particular class at a particular time, please make sure you register this week because classes are filling up. So it's very exciting, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we serve you all the best we can. And if we need to add another section, that we're able to do so in a timely manner. So thank you again so much, Mrs. Savic. We are so happy that you took the time to do 5 questions with your classical educator. And we look forward to having you this coming year as an instructor. May God bless you with many, many fruitful years. And of course, with your husband, new husband, many years.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back another time for another interview. Stay tuned this week.